We have, of course, myself, Matt Hansen, Pat Wojcik, our clerk, Fran McDougall, Kathy O'Brien, Maureen McCowan, and Pamela Landy. Thank you for all of your hard work. And from the Board of Selectmen, we have Jim Lane, Pat Wojcik, George Dixon, Janet Askenberg, and myself, Matt Hansen, who again, unanimously So about a year ago at the Civics Committee, we were going through lists of names and places, and the person who stood out the most in our mind for naming recognition, before we knew what we were going to be doing and what we were going to be naming, was Dennis Reddy. And if you haven't seen or read his bio, I'm going to read it today so you can all understand why we were so passionate about believing that... I'll be as quick as possible. Chairman of the Board of Selectmen 4 times, on the Board of Selectmen from 1980 to 1992, member of the Sewer Commission, the Treasurer of the Industrial Sewer Commission, a town meeting representative since 1989, on the Democratic Town Committee since 1963, member of the Chelmsford Telemedia Board, Historic District Commission, the Chelmsford Historic Society, membership chairman of the Historic Society, trustee for the Chelmsford Historic Society, the president of the Middlesex County Selectmen's Association, member of the Middlesex County Land Disposition Advisory Board, member of the Chelmsford Holiday Decorating Committee, a member and the circulation chairman of the Chelmsford Alumni Association, member of the Chelmsford Cultural and Historic Committee, member of the Chelmsford Master Plan Committee, the Chelmsford Conservation Committee, a few other organizations, the Garrison House Historic Society, Friends of the Library, Chelmsford Businessmen's Association, Board of Directors for the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, Vice Chairman of the United Fund, Rotary, B&I, Chelmsford Lodge of Elks, Chairman of Boy Scout Troop 75 and 77, Greater Lowell Boy Scout Advisory Board, Board of Directors for the Murphy Dwyer Academy. He's run a TV talk show, Town Talk with Dennis Reddy, for many, many years now, host of a weekly radio show on WCAP, instructor at UMass Lowell, the chairman of the Chelmsford Student Government Day, and a first sergeant in the Army Reserve. Dennis, not only are we going to be renaming the Board of Selectmen meeting room the Dennis Reddy Meeting Room, we're also making you an honorary member of the Chelmsford Civic Committee, and we have a button for you here with your name on it, and it says, "Ask me about community involvement and volunteerism in Chelmsford." But before we have Dennis speak, we're going to have Donna say a few words about what this has really meant to the family, because Dennis's family has, of course, been with him throughout all of his years of community service in the town. They've been there when he's going to meetings. He's inspired members of his family to volunteer in many different ways and give back to the community, from being a town meeting representative or now looking to follow in his footsteps, running for Board of Selectmen. And it really is an inspiration to honor him in this way. And one of the reasons we wanted to recognize volunteers on the Civic Committee, and why it's such a big part of our charge, is we feel as though it really does inspire other people to volunteer. And Dennis really embodies that volunteerism spirit. So thank you again, Dennis. And Donna?
Well, thank you, Matt, and thank you, the committee and the Board of Selectmen, and we have been quite honored. Matt asked me yesterday if I would mind speaking today. Fortunately, Dennis did not marry a wallflower wife, so I quickly put something together here that I'd like to just share with you, all right? And this really comes from the heart, from Dennis and from his family, and this is the way we feel. Dennis is Chelmsford, and Chelmsford is Dennis. I've known him for almost 50 years. In all that time, I've only known him to be helping people or getting people actively involved. You may have heard of his paper route days. He delivered to half the town. When I first met him, everyone would say to me, "Oh, he was my paper boy." How many papers did you deliver? But at any rate, I know, and his mother had confirmed for me, that he or his mother would get a phone call from someone on their paper route, his paper route, because women didn't necessarily drive at that time. And so they would call and ask Dennis if he would pick pick up some bread for him and bring it on his route. Or he had some people who called and said, when Dennis gets here, I need to deliver this to so-and-so down further on his route. So he was constantly trying to service all his customers and helping them out in a very young age. And the other thing he did was he brought the paper to the Rainbow Grill, where he, I know, in case you didn't read this in the paper, that's where the Board of Selectmen many times would hang out. They don't do it that anymore. At that time, he would deliver him a newspaper, they would buy him a Coke, and then he would sit there and he would listen and he would learn. And so consequently, that is the reason why he knows so much about the history of what has gone on and in this town. We're stuck together. Many things that we enjoy today in our town were launched, started, or enhanced by his touch. He was on the sewer commission that started the sewer systems we have today. He was instrumental in the lights on Route 4. He started the cable access TV that we have today. Although I do want to say that not all his ideas were launched, and not all of them were perfect. And for those people who might have remembered the Ready Rotary, that one didn't make it. But he always had the town and the citizens in mind. He also, and this was not on the bio, he ran a course called How to Run for Public Office.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He's always been involved in people's campaigns since the 1950s. I believe he handed out literature for Truman. Many of you in the room also owe your expertise from his help and his knowledge. And to Dennis, being involved was very important. Make yourself heard and get yourself in there, roll up your sleeves, and make Chelmsford a better place. And finally, one of course his greatest loves is his TV show, Town Talk. He set up an atmosphere on the show where everyone can showcase themselves, whether it be your business, your organization, a political candidacy, or just someone informing people about the town and what's going on. It is really the most watched cable TV show on TV today. So in closing,
Actually, Mom, if I might.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Kevin, ready?
Hi, I'm Kevin Reddy. I'm now known as the lesser-known Reddy. I wanted to take a second to just talk about my dad real quick. For those who know him, know that he has an absolute inability to say no when it comes to volunteering. And there's a couple of examples. Matt actually mentioned, he took a little bit of my thunder, but I want to talk about two specific chances that he had to volunteer. And then, as some of you know, Joseph, Reddy, and myself were both Eagle Scouts. We started our Eagle journey in Troop 75 based out of the Elks. And as we started our little troop, some of the fathers were starting to get involved. And so, you know, planning outings and things like that. So I went home and I said to my dad, Dad, you know, some of the fathers are starting to get involved in the troop. Would you mind maybe volunteering a little bit and helping out? And he said, of course, sure. So we go to our first meeting, and Joe and I, you know, we go into the troop meeting, and my dad goes over to the adult section where they're sitting at a table. After the meeting, we get back into the car, and I said to my dad, so what did you sign up for? What are we going to do? And he said, well, they made me the chairman of the committee. So no outings occurred after that, but he was an instrumental member of that board. But later on, some of my best friends were actually members of a different troop, and Joe and I decided to change from Troop 75 to Troop 77, then meet over here at St. Mary's. And once again, I went to my father and I said, Dad, would you mind maybe, you know, volunteering at this, you know, scout troop? And he said, of course, sure. So this, you know, meeting, we went in, and same situation. He goes up to the table, we go to our meeting. Afterwards, we step into the car, and I look at my dad and I say, so are you chairman? And he was. But as a commitment to his volunteerism, he actually served on both troops as a committee member for the entire length of both Joseph and I's Eagle journey. Wow. And that really shows the kind of commitment that he has to the town and to volunteering. But, and I'll have to pull this one out, because what does a guy like Mr. Chelmsford do in retirement? Well, in retirement, he serves on the Historical Commission, Historical District Commission, Board of Directors of Chelmsford Telemedia, membership chairman of the Historic Society, member of the Chelmsford Police Foundation, Democratic Town Committee member, and of course he's a town meeting representative. This is all in retirement, keep in mind. But I think that's also a testament to his commitment to the town. But I think his greatest contribution to this town is the inspiration that he's given to the next generation of volunteers. And that's represented here by obviously his 3 children and their spouses, but also his 5.5 grandchildren. Now I say 5.5 because if the committee had actually planned this in April, it would be 6. But what can you do? So basically I wanted to thank the Civic Committee, the Town of Chelmsford, the Board of Selectmen for recognizing the achievements that Dennis, Den, DJ, Dad, grandfather, Mr. Chelmsford has provided for this town. And so on behalf of our entire family, I want to say thank you. And without further ado, I'd like to hand this over to Mr. Chelmsford himself.
Paper up and reveal the plaque.
Okay. Joe?
I would ask the whole family actually to come up here if we could.
Yeah.
Donna, do you want to help?
Yeah, let's
It's gonna take a minute. There's a lot of us.
You might want to move his.
Now that you've met Kevin, you know when I say,
Well, I've walked him on.
the only thing the Reddies ever fight over is the microphone.
You can start feeling
But that's a lie, because we argue over everything.
I want the kids to reveal the plaque.
Oh, okay.
Kids.
Hold on.
Rima, come around here on that side.
Get your wide-angle lenses ready. Yeah, we're Holly.
Rima. Why don't you come on this side?
Where is it in relationship to that?
Scoot past Kevin.
Where is Maura?
Scoot
All
past
right,
Kevin.
get past there. Rima, you want to come over here where I am behind you?
Okay, guys, let's see if we can hear that stuff.
Now, here, you take this corner.
It's not candles, so it's not as exciting.
There we go. It's got
got an
your picture,
engraving of you.
engraving of your face.
Oh, no.
I don't have to look at it. He knows what he looks like. That's right. I would like to say a few words. I just want to thank you people immensely. You know, what an honor it is to have your town name something after you. The Civics Committee, I want to thank them and the Board of Selectmen. And I want to say to Chelmsford, which is what you are, I love you guys. I love the town and I love the people in the town, and you are the people in the town. And just keep doing what, this is the greatest volunteer town in the history, okay? My daughter gives a perfect example when there was a fire recently at the condominiums on Littleton Road. And she jumped in, and Stephanie Bush and a few other people, and like by noontime that day, she's going, we don't need any more of these. We're all done at this. We got plenty of those. Oh, we filled the senior center. The volunteers just poured in, okay? That's Chelmsford. And you can be proud to be part of that. And, you know, I think the nicest part about Chelmsford is so many people volunteer to do so much. It's all a little work. Nobody has to carry too much of a load. So keep up the good work, and thank you very much. I love you all.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming. We do have many refreshments ready for everyone in here. We'd love it if you could stay and mingle and talk to Dennis and thank him for all of his service to the town. So please stay and say hi to Dennis. And thank you all again very much for coming. We really appreciate it.
And feel free to